welcome back to my channel. So just in case you missed part 1, if you did, go back and watch that one first and then come back to this one. Your girl has been on a Chicago apartment hunt, okay? Just to bring everyone up to speed, I lived abroad in London for a little over 4.5 years and returned back to the US a year ago. At 31 years old, I ate a big old piece of humble pie and moved back into my parents' house just so that I could get readjusted back to life in the US, figure my life out, apply for jobs. Ended up getting an amazing job, but decided to stay and save up. And now here we are, currently 32 years old and preparing to move out into my first solo apartment for the first time ever. So I've been searching, I've been doing my apartment viewings. In part 1, I shared 3 different units with you all, and I just have 2 more that I want to share. Y'all, this experience has been so interesting. Like, you think you know what you want in a place, like you have this vision in your mind, but like you don't really know until you get out there and start doing these viewings. And I learned that it's just so important to get super clear on those deal breakers, because the place for you might not end up having every single thing you want. But I feel like as long as it has those major things, those things that you cannot live without, then you're good. Throughout this process, I've also been able to learn a little bit more about property managed apartment buildings and then renting from a private landlord. And just from talking to people who have been renting for years now, I've been leaning more towards a private landlord. But yeah, overall, the process has been kind of exciting. You know, I can just feel this new chapter loading. And once you start doing the viewings, like, you just know you're super close. So yeah, I've been loving it. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into these last 2 flat viewings. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. I said flat. Wow. I am not in London anymore. I don't even know how that slipped out. These last 2 apartment viewings. Apartment viewings. You are in the US of A, girlfriend. All right, y'all. So first up, we have a property managed apartment building called Library Lofts located in South Loop. I actually viewed 3 units this day, but I'm only going to be sharing 1. The rent for this unit was $2,050 before utilities, and it was 835 square feet. Y'all, this was actually the very first viewing I ever did back in July, and it ended up being a group viewing, which I wasn't prepared for. So I didn't even really get that many videos of my own. These were taken by the leasing agent. But yeah, this was definitely my favorite unit of the 3 that I viewed this day. But as y'all know, this process moves so quickly and they wanted people to basically apply that same day. And I didn't feel like I loved it enough to say, okay, this is the end of my search, one and done. This is the one. So I decided not to apply and continue my search. And y'all, I know art is subjective, but one of the reasons I also didn't like this place was this artwork on the walls. Can you imagine having to see that every time you leave your place or come back home? Creepy. Anyway, this building did have some nice amenities. It had this full gym. This is probably one of the best gyms that I've seen during my viewings. The other ones that I've seen have been much smaller. Aside from that, this building also has a clubhouse. I believe you can rent it out for your own, private parties. And if I'm not mistaken, please don't quote me all, I think Library Lofts used to be an actual library. I mean, that would make sense, right? Lastly, it also had a really great rooftop view. Y'all, I love a good view. The location for this building was also really great. It's South Loop, but it was super close to like the Loop, and it just felt very central. I think there were also 2 different parking lot options available. One was like 200, maybe the other one was 300, something like that. But the usual expensive Chicago parking. This viewing was definitely not a waste of time though, because I ended up reconnecting with one of my old friends who was the leasing agent for this building. He's now a realtor and he ended up helping me throughout the rest of my search. And last but not least, we have this privately owned condo loft in the South Loop. I really liked this one, y'all. But this viewing was the one that really solidified for me that space matters. This one was $2,000 a month. $2,000, y'all. Heated garage parking space included. Samsung frame TV is staying in the apartment, but this unit was only 614 square feet. But I loved the look of this apartment. Like, it was definitely my vibe. Like, the kitchen was updated, stainless steel appliances. Like, it was just a super nice loft. And I really do think a lot of people could make this apartment work. If I was a minimalist, I probably could make it work too. But unfortunately, I haven't been a minimalist ever in my life. This South Loop apartment was a great deal, like almost a steal. It was hard to walk away from this one, but I had to keep hope alive that the perfect place for me was coming. All right, y'all, and that's it. Definitely let me know your thoughts on these 2 units down below in the comments. I love hearing what you all think. And in part 1, I feel like the most common comment was that rent is super expensive these days. And y'all, it is. Like, whoo! When I'm finally in the position to get my own place and live alone, that's when the prices want to be sky high. I'm not understanding. But nonetheless, I got this. God got me. The bills will be paid on time in Jesus' name. I can't wait to share with you all the place that I end up picking. I just want a place that could really feel like home. Speaking of homes, a lot of you all did leave comments about buying a home as well. I responded in the comments a little bit here and there. That's a whole nother video, y'all, for another day. But I just want to assure you that I have been planning every single thing out that I'm doing for a while now. And just trust me in my judgment and the decisions that I'm making for my own life. Please. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.